Yeah.
What's up, party animals? Let's forget about all the bad decisions you made this past weekend and join the gang as we go beyond the party. You're now listening to the Beyond the Party podcast.
Take, especially these like 16-ounce ones, I took one sip. It's fucking.
Oh wow, I've been drinking.
And it's like zero sugar, right?
Yeah, it's zero sugar. Yeah.
You care if I sip it?
No.
Celsius taste.
I do have hepatitis though.
That is good. I've been drinking this pre-workout. It's like Ghost. Have you heard of it?
Yeah,
Like Sour Patch.
my friend is
Kids
like a
Blue or something.
ambassador for them.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It gets me shaking.
Yeah,
do you know
it's scary. I took pre-workout one
Yeah.
time, and I took it at like 8 in the morning, and I was up until like 10 a.m. the next day. I
Really?
swear to God,
Oh my
I took like a normal dose and everything, and I just literally was up for over 24
Yeah,
hours.
I don't
Like
think I,
could
don't
not
think I would
sleep.
trust myself on pre-workout. I feel like I always said like if I did like pre-workout and Adderall, I'd be the president of the United States.
I don't know. I feel like it like improved my workout. Like I was like lifting heavier.
Really?
more,
I mean, yeah, I guess so. It gives you what, like adrenaline or something? I don't know how it works.
But the Ghost thing has like zero. It's like 5 calories, 0 fat.
How? Wow, that's great. No sugar? Or is it all sugar?
No sugar, 0 sugar.
What's in it?
It's like vitamins and stuff. I don't know. It's
No, I'm just laughing
You're
because
just
I'm like
popping
yeah.
vitamins,
I'm
like-
not thinking about anything.
yeah, I don't know. I know it's a lot of caffeine. That's what,
Okay, that's
yeah,
it. That'll
yeah,
do.
caffeine.
Yep, it'll stop your heart for sure.
Isn't that the goal?
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get sponsored by Ghost. Yeah, who knows?
maybe.
All right, we going? We're rolling.
Your eye's broken.
It's been going. So.
Oh,
Oh shit. Okay.
All right, awesome.
All right, so they
God.
we caught you saying hepatitis. So,
okay,
cut
great.
that out. Cut that out.
No, I mean it's factual. No.
Beyond the Party, season 2, episode 3. We are back. We have Brad on. Brad, shut up.
What's up?
That's the
I hear
Instagram
it way
handle.
Too often.
Is that why it's the Instagram handle?
It's yet to stop me. So.
Love it.
That's so fun. How you doing, Brad? How was the weekend?
I've never been more sleep deprived, emotionally unavailable, and starving all at the same time.
But you have money in your pocket.
Perhaps.
What was the most ordered drink this weekend?
Green tea shots, car bombs, Guinness, and the classic vodka soda.
Yeah.
So what's in a car bomb?
It's like
Can't say that anymore.
it's like a baby-sized Guinness filled up halfway. You throw a bomb into the Guinness. The shot's made out of half whiskey, half like Bailey's or cream or liqueur. I don't know if you want to call it a car bomb though, because it's a little.
I was gonna say that. I heard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
heard if you
can't.
say that,
You can't call that.
like if you
that
order one in
anymore.
Ireland, like they'll like
No, yeah.
like 30 out.
They'll deport you.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it's terrible. You're a full-time bartender at Brewcraft and Worst,
I
and
sure am.
sometimes Tinsel when it comes around.
I'm pretty much just like CCG's like company slut.
Exactly right. You're,
Everything,
yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
I am out there beck and call at all times.
Good. Yes. Thank you. As you are. I'm always there. I'm like, oh, can you just pour this for me? Do this for me? Thank you. So, how did you get your start into bartending and into this like party world, and what made you want to take it into your career?
So my first bartending gig was actually at this little like neighborhood bar in South Philly, right on the corner of 20th and Passyunk.
Mhm.
Back in the day, it was called the Pizza Pub. I think it's called something different now.
okay.
I had an ex that worked there at the time that like lived right around the corner, and they just needed someone to fill in. And I'm like, hey, I'm someone who has absolutely no idea what I'm doing, so like just let me take a whack at it. And so I started off. It was like a half bar, half pizza shop.
Uh-huh.
Imagine like the dirtiest, crustiest little subsection of a Top Tomato.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
yeah.
Okay.
And it was nothing but like Miller High Lifes and Long Island's all night. So that's how it started. And then I committed to it full time back around like 2018 when I started working in the neighborhood, and then here I am at CCG.
What made you come to CCG?
I wanted to quit my job really bad, and I
Okay.
saw a listing on I think it was Craigslist.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Wow.
Like a job listing on Craigslist looking for bartenders.
Who listed on
And-
Craigslist?
Probably
Was it Teddy's email?
no idea. I couldn't tell you. But
If you want a bartending job, go on Craigslist, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like here we
Everything's on there. Yeah.
No, but then like ironically enough, like I had no idea how much like name recognition all of the bars and this company had. So I
Yeah.
was kind of like going into it completely blind that had no idea. Like I had brewed tradesmen's Ubons until I
Mhm.
had never even heard of any of them before I started
Yeah.
working for them.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so it really, really took me by surprise from the level of capacity
Yeah.
of the capacity of the level of intensity
Yeah.
that it can be.
How long you been with CCG now?
I'm going on 3.5 years right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it feels like 47.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like dog years, you know?
Especially, yeah, especially like a lot of times you walk into any of those buildings, like there's a solid chance you will see my gorgeous face
Yes.
Yep.
for sure.
That is true. Yes.
I always expect it. I remember my very first gig at Brew. Your
Yeah,
bartender.
immediately
Yeah.
right off the rip, DJ Vodka Sprite.
DJ Vodka Spray.
He
Yeah.
literally said that before you came.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
literally calls me DJ Vodka Sprite.
That is
Yeah. Every time I would walk in, DJ Vodka Spray.
I'm just waiting for you to like throw it into like a mix or something like before the drop.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get you say it on the mic. Yeah.
I'll do it. I'll give
Record
I'll
it.
give a sample for free. Just take the snippet right from you.
Yeah. I don't even drink vodka sprites anymore.
Lame.
I guess I got to stay true to brand when I'm at Brew.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say-
cemented at this point, so just like
Yeah.
fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So you've been all over the world in terms of bartending and have you been a server? Have you been the manager? Is it just
I
bartending?
have had every single position possible in a front of house aspect
Okay.
of a bar. Done the hosting, done the serving, done the bar backing, done the managing, done the event coordinating, obviously do the
Right.
bartending. So there is, besides like a CEO more or less, there is nothing I haven't like dipped my feet into.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's kind of a cool experience though. I think it's a lot better to be more well versed and well rounded, so you
Yeah.
have an idea of what's going on at every single place at every time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really made you like kind of the forefront of brew. And like you said, you're like the poster child of CCG bar and
I would like to
restaurant
think so.
bartenders. So yeah, so what we had brew, we had tinsel, we had uptown. You worked at Ubon as well, but
Mhm.
you were tradesmen every once in a while when
I'll be
needed,
a tradesman every once in a
right?
while. I'll be a swingy every once in a while. I can count on one finger how many bars in that company I've not been behind at this
Yeah.
point. So,
That's fair.
and it's just probably going to just keep getting worse and worse and worse.
No,
from here.
yeah. Well, from working at so many places, I'm sure you have a wealth of crazy stories, like of people just being out of their mind.
Yeah.
Is there any that stick
Get us on
out?
juicy.
It's funny because I can recall stories from even like transitioning from working in like the gay bars to like more of like the college kid style, like
Yeah.
fratty, like
Yeah.
Right.
so to speak.
Mhm.
Like I remember on my very first late night shift, this kid ordered 2 rum and cokes for me and had the audacity to tell me that there was too much rum in that. And so that's something I will never understand because
Yeah, is that even an issue? Like,
I'm like, you're welcome.
yeah, right.
I mean, part of the bad, I remember there was this one time, the one time I was really, really, really set off and became like out of form for myself was, so particularly at Brew, when I work at Brew, I work at the very, very corner end of the bar, but on that specific end, there is no close off, so you can kind of just like walk right behind the bar. And this woman, it was a busy Friday, Saturday night, just doing my thing, and she just reaches over and before it grabs my arm.
Oh my gosh.
I just turn around and like, don't dare fucking touch me
Oh my gosh.
ever the fuck again.
I've been so scared. Oh my God.
Ever the fuck
What'd she say?
she just was complaining that her drink was wrong, and I said, well, since you touched me, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she made like this big fucking stink, and so, but I still did, you know, customer service thing, whatever. Remade her drink. She said it was costing me. Goes, I gave her house tequila because like that's what you get. Yeah, it's what you deserve at that point.
Yeah.
Gave that to her. She went on her merry way, but I made sure to give her a whole like stern talking to. I said, hey, just so you know, when you're in a bar, you have to be 21, and when you're 21, you're an adult, and when you're an adult, you don't fucking touch people you don't know because you're looking at it just smacking your fucking face from the rip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's it.
Yeah.
Period.
And so she walked away. She comes back. It was like this big like wedding party. They're all in like their tuxes and not gowns, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah. Gowns.
Dresses.
gowns, beautiful gowns.
And brew.
Yeah, like to the nines.
Right.
But she just like walks back over, causing a big stink. They want to close out the tab. And I'm serving other customers, and out of my peripheral, my eye, I just see her not only writing like 0, which I didn't even care at that point.
Yeah.
The money's irrelevant. But just like writing a strongly worded letter like on the receipt line. And so because I like catch her in the moment, I just snatch the thing from right under her and I just rip it up and I go,
Oh my gosh, that's
blow it in
great.
her face, and then I'm just
That's
and I
awesome.
just look at security. I look at they need to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
There was that. There was. I do remember
Oh my god.
that. Probably the worst experience though was when I had working in the gay bars. If you think there's problems at straight bars,
I can't imagine.
those bars. So and this. There was these events that we had at the bar that I was working at the time. It was called Boxers. It's changed and rebranded to a different bar now. But there was the first Friday of every month. There was I don't remember the name of it, but I think it was like Caribe. They had to put it lightly, exotic dancers on top of the bar, dancing very exotically.
Okay.
Right.
And so to prepare for such events, they're in the back room preparing.
Okay.
And to speaking to a specific male audience, to keep yourself prepared, there's certain ways to maintain the
Oh
preparation.
gosh.
And so the bartenders also were required to wear a specific uniform, which is all of 5% of your body being covered
Oh wow.
with clothing. So fully in nothing but sneakers and a jock strap.
Okay.
Full booty hole out.
Oh
Everything.
my god.
So I remember I had to like walk to the stock room, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like you want to talk about bands on bands on bands.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Nice.
like that gig was the definition of gay for pay.
Okay.
Like, honestly. And so I just remember I needed something in the stock room, so I had to go back and grab something. And the dudes are back there doing their thing. And I just remember I had to you walk in right to the right was the big ice machine. And I needed bottles of liquor that were directly next to it. So I had to like, reach over and despite what could be perceived as an invitation for something, I was very much not. And all I feel is this big.
Oh damn. Yeah.
And I get that I have a fat, juicy ass, but despite that fact, I like back to the whole like don't fucking touch me.
Right.
Yeah.
Full
And so
circle.
I just immediately turn around, and just
Oh really? Oh my god.
right in the fucking face.
Wow. Wow.
Because I mean, I understand, like I have an effect on certain type of people.
Right.
Like,
That's still it's yourself. Get it.
yeah. So like, more of the story is don't touch anybody ever at any time
Yeah.
without being prepared to face consequences.
All right.
Yeah.
That's,
So
if we're gonna learn anything
yeah.
from this episode, it's gonna be that.
Yeah, don't touch me.
Okay.
Yeah. I actually asked that on my Instagram, a few hours ago. Like, what's for bartenders? What's your worst experience with the customer? And I think 3 of them said like a customer trying to touch me
Yeah,
sexually.
it's either being touched or having shit thrown at you.
Yeah.
That's
What would they throw at you?
Yeah.
Like lemons and stuff?
no drinks.
Oh, actually, like,
Or
just
like
throw a full
I
drink on?
remember like I got one of my first weekends at Brew. I don't even remember what had transpired to like cause
Yeah.
the reaction, but I had my back turned and someone chucked a fully unopened can of Red Bull at me.
Oh God.
Hit me in the back
Gosh.
of the head. I just turned around and went screaming at the top.
Yeah.
It's like to the point where you can hear me over the DJ and everything. Like,
Yeah.
who the fuck threw that?
Yeah.
And I'm not serving any of yous until I figure out who the fuck threw it.
That's
And as
crazy.
soon as they saw how serious I was in my face, I just see like 4 hands just like
Yeah.
You didn't even have to say that. I would have been like right there.
I stood there, I slammed those bottles down, I went, who did it?
Good.
Yeah.
Back like Jersey Shore, I was like Sam was like, who wrote the note?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who did it? Who did it? Just open up your mouth. It's out there. I don't care. Appreciate the person who did it. Who did it?
Literally.
I was
Oh my
I was
gosh.
not backing down until I was punching JWoww in the face. That's
Wow.
exactly how it was in that moment. And then like even a couple months ago, like like this November, December was like
Mhm.
our crazy busy season.
Mhm.
Right.
And it was in the midst of that. It was a Saturday early morning rush, and we typically don't get really busy early on Saturdays.
Mhm.
So I was pulling a double that day, and it was for the opening shift that I was doing by myself. I was the only bartender there until 6 o'clock.
Mhm.
I want to say it was like 2 o'clock. We got hit crazy. And so keep in mind, not only do you have to man a bar that can fit probably in the span of the bar by itself,
Yeah.
close to I would guess like 150 people. There's also roughly 20 tables that servers have, and that's not even including outside if someone's
Yeah,
a psychopath and sitting outside in December.
Yeah.
And so then I have just like service ticket, printing out, and I must have had like 14 at that point.
Mhm.
Just waiting, and I remember I had these like older women, like I'm not sure how old, but I definitely know old enough to at least have an AARP card.
Mhm.
And so they come up to me and she's like, "Oh, we're waiting on 2 Miller Lights," and I remember noticing that they had come in inside of the table. So I looked and be like, "Oh, well, did you check with your server?" Like da 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 da. And she's like, "No, I'm just." And I just remember I just pulled up because all of them, the tickets were still attached to it. I just pulled them up like the longest CVS receipt you've ever gotten in your life. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm working on this right now. You will receive your Miller Lite in the order of which it came from."
Yeah.
And I guess she didn't really like that too much, because she took the cup that had come from Tinsel, the Santa boot at
Okay.
Tinsel,
Mhm.
vivid memory in my head,
Yep.
and I'll say attempted to throw it at me.
Completely missed.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm assuming not only was she old but blind and weak at the same time.
Triple homicide.
Granny did not have range.
Right, real triple threat.
Yeah.
So she just like chucks the boot. The drink goes everywhere but on me. But still, it's like the
Yeah,
So then I start snapping all over. Keep in mind, she was waiting on 2 Miller Lights.
Yeah. Not even.
Relax.
two Miller Lights. This lady's freaking out about. And so yeah, I just remember following their whole crew out, just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
right behind them. But it's kind of cool. Like, I will say, the people love a show, and it's that thing where it's like if you're not directly involved,
Mhm.
Mhm.
it kind of like almost gets people on your side when you.
Oh,
really
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
fucking think about it.
Yeah.
That's like kind of the whole thing. Like whether it's like a good aspect of bartending or a bad aspect.
Mhm.
It's like if you're putting on a show, either way, people eat that shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
People fucking.
I remember an actor was like, "What's happening? What's
Yeah,
happening?"
yeah. Everybody wants to drama at all times.
Right.
At all times.
All times.
It's so crazy like the confidence that people have to nightlife and service workers.
Oh my god.
Just to do whatever they want. I mean, like you get it. I mean, literally on Friday, some girl tried to rip my camera out of my hand and like
That's insane.
hit me with it, and I was like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So like, you get grabbed all the time. People
Oh
spill
my
drinks on your
gosh,
shit. Like
yeah.
it's so crazy. Because like if I'm sitting in an office, if I'm a freaking accountant, no one's throwing a drink at
Yeah,
me,
no,
right? Like
yeah.
this, like
I don't even
Trying to do your job. Like,
Yeah, like-
I
like,
don't even like calling it confidence. I would say it's more so like the gall, the gumption, the audacity.
audacity is
nerve.
the best
Yeah.
word, for sure.
Yeah.
It's people really forget how to act the second they step outside of their house, and I can't
Mhm.
even blame like the pandemic for that. It's just
It's been
always
forever.
been.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, people forget that they're functioning human beings. I feel like if you take one sip of any type of thing, and all of a sudden it's just like your half a brain cell is all that's left inside of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely the alcohol has something to do with it for sure.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean, people wouldn't be doing that without it, I feel. But
yeah.
it's just crazy to like, you come out with so many stories from like a single night. It's
Right.
like,
There's probably been so many instances that you just kind of have to. It's almost like when your phone reaches like a capacity limit of memory. you
Yeah.
have to delete shit. Like, I'm sure there's
Clear storage.
it's like rollover minutes of memory.
Literally that. So I'm sure there's been just like time after time and event after event that I'm just like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll be like talking to you and like Faith, Libby and stuff. And you'll just like say a story or say like a blip it. Oh, remember when that happened? I'm like, what? Like,
Yeah.
like that's like crazy. And
Yeah.
you guys act so nonchalant about it because it really is your reality. Every
I
night.
mean, yeah, it just makes you so jaded, and it's like a thing where you just have to like, the only way you survive doing this too is like you learn really fast to not take anything personally.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about me.
Mhm.
It's it's about whatever that person is feeling at that time. It's more of a
Yeah.
projection than anything. So it's I'm also just like the most unserious person alive. So it's a thing where I know it's not because of me, or I know it's not in the grand scheme of things directed at me.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
So
the
like it's
middleman in the
whatever. Like
argument,
it's
yeah.
fine. Like I really don't care at all.
What
And-
would you say is your biggest pet peeve as a bartender, though? I know like some bartenders hate if you have the credit card, like and
How long
they're
is this
waving it.
podcast?
Yeah.
However long you need it
Bring
to
back
be.
that CVS list, right?
No, for real. I mean, it's a lot of I will say like it's pet peeves that will really only bother you in the moment of it happening, because it's such little things. And I'm sure like I really play devil's advocate a lot of the time too, and I'm sure that's how I like maintain mental
Yeah,
sanity.
yeah, right.
It's because I just try to like emotionally rationalize everything. Probably when you order from a bartender and then 2 seconds later you order the same thing from another bartender because you don't
man.
have your drink in front of you after all
Yeah,
30 seconds
yeah.
after ordering it.
And then you guys make the same drink and
Yeah.
connection.
Or what's happening I've noticed in the past like year is people locking their cards, and they don't unlock their cards until after I'm trying to process payment. So like people will go like on their banking apps, lock their debit card, credit card, whatever,
yeah.
and then not realizing, oh, I'm spending money. They like have to unlock it after every single transaction.
Oh wow.
And then you just see them like, okay, I take your card, I put in the thing. Our system, like all it says is it's declined, not working. Doesn't give
Yeah,
me
yeah.
It just says that. But then I turn around and just see them on their phone and just
Oh. Like, ooh, I just locked that.
it's like cool. I kind of like as annoying as it is, I just look at it. I'm like, okay, I can take a breather for a second.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
wait, right.
Because it's either I'm stealing your card, or you're poor,
Yeah.
or I'm just taking everything back.
Yeah.
That's one of the only things that's happening. But there's that. It's things that can be like really be annoying too. I kind of like to play a fun game with. Like Grace created like a whole like bingo card.
She was
for us this
telling me
weekend.
about that, yeah.
I know
That's
one of the things when she like asked pretty much all like 5 or 6 of us to like contribute to it.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, every single one of us said when people order like a Tito's vodka.
Do we bring it up and raise them off?
Yeah, like people order like Tito's vodka, or like let me get
That
a
was a
let me
big
get-
one. You all said that one.
Or like yeah, like that's like the one thing. But I'll make like a fun game out of it. I just look at them and go Tito's vodka. And they're like yeah. I'm like
Oh, like they say, like, can I get a Tito's vodka?
yes. And
Tito's and
I just
vodka. Yeah.
I just repeat it to them in the most minimal condescending way possible, to the point where like they know I'm fucking with them. Like,
Yeah.
once they come to the realization that they're like being fucking stupid,
Yeah.
it's funny because I'm also like not really taking it seriously. I'm like Cheetos vodka, and like if they don't get it, I just look at them. I'm like, are you sure?
Say it again.
I mean, I can do Cheetos vodka, but you're gonna be very confused with the result. Or my personal biggest pet peeve is when someone's like, surprise me.
Surprise me.
Really?
I look at them and say no.
Really? So you don't even,
know, I hate that shit.
do it?
Because okay, surprise, it's Miller Lite. I don't have time for these reindeer games.
Yeah.
Not surprised, the Miller Lite.
Like, I mean, because to me, it's like, all right, well, like, I don't know, like, because I'll take a shot of Rumpelmans any day, but I'm not doing a shot of fucking whiskey. Like,
Right.
so like, it's like apples and oranges. Don't tell me that, because I guarantee you, I'm gonna get you something you're not gonna like.
Yeah.
Like, here you go. There's a shot of Fernet. You're
Right.
welcome.
Surprise.
Like,
Oh, God.
there you go. There's a shot of Class Azul. Now you owe me $57.
Yeah. What is your go-to drink when you're out?
I don't really have one. I'm a horrible drinker because I will nurse my shit like no
Mhm.
tomorrow. I'm a pussy through and through. I don't really take shots. And if I do, I need a chaser. And it's like
Mhm.
I won't take the whole shot at one time. I'm like,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the worst.
no.
Sip
it's not-
a shot.
I'm awful. Or like if someone is like, oh, I'll buy you a shot, or like they'll just buy a shot and try to give me one. I'm that brat. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
But I mean, like, I'm a mixer too. Like, I don't really stick to one thing. Generally, I'll do like seltzers or a cider or like tequila something.
Right.
Or, I don't know. Like, I will never have the same drink twice in a row. It just I don't.
You want to mix it up.
I'm also just very indecisive. Like my favorite thing to do, like even when I walk into a liquor store, is I just panic and end up spending like $200 because I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
I just know I want one of everything.
Yeah.
I kind of like I almost wish there was like you know how diners that do like appetizer samplers.
Yeah.
Like I want that, but like with drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
If I can get a bucket of like, all right, give me like half a bottle of tequila, give me a couple seltzers, give me like this chaser, like then that'll be good for me.
Yeah. You might be onto something. That could be a company.
Honestly,
Honestly, no.
build your own bucket.
Now that I'm saying that,
Build your own bucket.
That's kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Kind of.
Yeah, like it's like Wheel of Fortune, just spin it and throw it in the bucket.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I
That'd be
kinda-
great for a 21-year-old.
I kind of,
yeah.
I kind of
Oh my
really
God.
fuck with that. Look at me being a genius.
Yeah.
Love that.
We have to get on that fast.
We
Takes it.
went through so many pet peeves on Friday night. I'm trying to see which ones are even like the ones that are you guys. Okay, so a couple of you said how much for a shot.
Yeah, that's
Popular?
Oh yeah, I remember by the end of the weekend on the bingo card, I had at least 4 variations of
Really?
bingo.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's how frequently or how little common sense the general public has. I mean, and like I include myself in that, truthfully.
Mhm.
But no, yeah, people don't want to spend money.
Mhm. Yeah,
and-
I have what's your cheapest drink on here as well.
Yeah, which to my response is always you.
Damn.
It's a thing too where it's like, because we work solely off of our tips
Yeah.
and the most generous $2.37 an hour you could make. It's a thing where it's like when I hear a question like that, I just hear, I'm not getting any money out of you.
Right.
That's fair.
And my favorite mantra is, this is a job, not a charity.
Mhm.
So I'm very much inclined to then also not tell you what the cheapest thing is, maybe tell you what the second cheapest thing is, so you
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
have to spend more money, because I already know I'm not getting money out of you.
Mhm.
Like, just statistically speaking, from my 10 years of experience, like
Mhm.
I already know how this is going to end, and I'm just going to accept the L. But you're going to cost, or
Yeah.
you will pay for.
What's the biggest tip you've ever gotten?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm happy. I'm asking good questions here. You know, I've been doing this for
Yeah.
season 2. Yeah, I should be asking good
It only
questions.
took this long.
Yeah.
There's definitely been times when I've been tipped like a couple $100s.
Oh
but
wow.
That honestly is more so on like weekdays when it's like big parties come in, and it's like a lot of
work
times
parties.
on like a company card.
Yeah.
Because at that
Yeah.
point they're like, I don't care about this.
Yeah, let's hook them up.
Yeah.
That's
It also doesn't help that I don't have tits. So, like, that's what really gets a lot of the tips for tits.
The older men.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
it's like it's kind of a cool thing though, because being a gay man that works in like a very like young leaning like straight like club environment, it's a lot of people in like the Black community use the term like code switching.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of thing where I can either like play up like the super, like I'll do my voice a little bit, do like super like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, what do you want? Or like,
I definitely thought you were straight when I first met you. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like,
What?
I thought you were straight when I first met you.
that's astounding.
Isn't it? Like, it must have been one of those nights because, like, I think it was the first night. But no, it was like the first, like, maybe 20 minutes. And then I immediately realized you weren't, because I came in and I was, like, filming you guys and you didn't know who I was,
Mhm.
obviously, because I just started. And I, like, didn't really know who to introduce myself to. Like, I was just at Tradesman's, then I was at U-Bahn, then I was at Brew. And I was drunk, like, drunk. My first time I was filming you guys. And so, like, you were, like, I came with my camera and you were like, all right, what do you want? Like, what do you want? And I was like, I'm just here to take some videos. Blah, blah, blah. And you were like, all right, go down the other end to see Faith. And I was like, okay. So I ran down to the other end and I was like, hi, like, can I take some videos of you? She was like, yeah, sure. She was so nice to me. And so I took some videos of her. And then you ran down and you were like, wait, I want to be in the videos too. And I was like, great. And then you're like, can we follow each other on Instagram? And I'm like, yes, we can. And like, we've been friends ever since.
So funny story. I'm gonna circle back to that because I have
Okay.
a very, very traumatizing story about the girl who had your position previously.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
But so in terms of like code switching, it's like you can turn on when like the whole like, if like it's a bunch of straight guys ordering for me, it's like
Yeah.
it's like, all right, I gotta play up like the straight like the bro
Mhm.
thing, whatever.
See the game last night.
Like stuff like that, or it's like if it's like a bunch of girls like girly pop, girly
Yeah,
pop, and it's
okay,
like,
yeah.
it's like, all right, like I know how to turn it on.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah, you
so,
do.
like,
You are good at that.
You can definitely like you have to be like in that type of environment, like good at reading people and just know
Right.
what people want out of you before they even say anything to you,
Mhm.
like just from reading their aura and their stance, their vibe, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
You just kind of have to know how to approach each person individually. And I mean, like, there's been times where like I will go literally from customers standing right next to each other from like the deepest of voice.
And you switch over. Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, all right, I got one of me. Don't worry about it. And then just like, oh, what's up, girl? Like, or like a lot of times with the girls too. Like, I want to let them know like, you have a safe space with me.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, babe.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So it's a fun kind of like dynamic going back and forth with that.
Mhm.
But then like circling back to when you first met me,
Mhm.
if I remember correctly, I think like I had an inkling because you had the camera that you were part of like our social media team. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I don't think at the time I was aware that we had transitioned from the girl who previously had the job you have now,
Mhm.
and her and I beefed.
Oh no.
Beef.
Oh no. Okay, so you already had predisposed anger towards
didn't
me.
notice
Got
this?
it.
Well, not like directly.
And I wasn't there for that.
Not directly at you, but so because she kind of had like little minions that would like work for her, like do her dirty work for her. Like she was
Okay.
never like visually present to do the things that you actually do.
Okay. So
Um,
maybe you thought it was like a minion.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And so the reason why I was probably a dickhead off the jump is because there was this one particular instance, and it wasn't this season, it was the 2022 season for the Phillies in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Okay.
And it was their final playoff game. It was like the one to decide if they were gonna end up in the World Series or not.
Okay.
And we get astronomically
Oh my god.
busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
busy's not even the
Mhm.
right
Yeah,
word for that.
seriously, yeah.
So she first came up at around like and this was actually her doing it this time.
Okay.
She came up, she's like, all right, can you like make some green tea shots for me at some point? I'm gonna like go around and get some footage of like excuse me,
Nice.
of us, this is an audio medium, of us like giving out like green tea shots for whatever reason. I don't know, it's very stupid.
Mhm.
And so I was like, at that point we weren't busy at all. It was like 9 o'clock, like the game hadn't ended yet, it was still going
Mhm.
on, so people were still like stuck in their places where they were when they were watching the game, right?
Mhm.
So she goes downstairs to Uban, disappears for like an hour. Within that hour span of like 9 to 10,
Mhm.
the magnitude of people that had rushed in all at once, like all at
People wanted to be right
once.
next to City Hall.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Was
So people started to make their way out.
it was
Mhm.
wild. I'm talking like 5 people
Mm.
deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she comes back upstairs and she's telling me that she needs 50 green tea shots. And so
Oh
the
my
the
God.
thing is like what we do at Brew that I don't think other bars do is we know that green tea shots are like one of the things that people are gonna get
Yeah.
all night long. So we pre-batch our green tea shots.
Mhm.
So like it doesn't like come made. We actually still technically make them.
Mhm.
We just have like them sitting in these core containers, like in our
Yeah,
fridge, just
smart,
so ready to
right.
go. Because you know when people order like 17 at a time, like
Mhm.
boom,
Just
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, you're
and
ready.
not paying attention. You're like, oh my god, how'd you do that so fast? I'm like, it's crazy. I'm so
Yeah.
so, and she had knowledge that we did that, and I looked at her and went, "You're absolutely fucking crazy." You just did 50 shots.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I just looked at her. I was like, "No," and we go back and forth. She's demanding I get these 50 green tea shots, and I was like, "Well, why don't you just go downstairs where it's not busy right now? They're not even open yet.
Mhm.
Go
Mhm.
downstairs and have the person who's there quite literally doing nothing
Mhm.
make your 50 green tea shots."
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then so one thing led to another. Poor little who I love now, Eliana, was bottle serving
Mhm.
at Uban at the time.
Mhm.
She had sent Eliana up to get the 50 green tea shots.
Oh no.
And I looked at her, I said, again, you're absolutely fucking crazy for giving you 50 green tea shots.
Yeah.
Because could I just have given her the quart that was pre-made? Yes, but then at the same time, that means you're taking away from stuff that not only do I need, but I'm going to make money off.
Right.
People
Yeah.
are going to buy
yeah.
them anyway.
I'm not going to lose product and I'm not going to lose profit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's just a very,
Smart.
very silly decision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So I said no to her again. Eliana goes back downstairs, and Eliana was very new at this point, so
She probably just didn't
she was the middleman, but she also and we laugh about it now, but she also has this like real bad like RBF,
Oh,
like
Uh,
full on
really?
stank
Oh
face,
no.
like bad. And so the second time she had been sent back up, she grabbed our manager at the time. They're like, oh, like our previous director.
Mhm.
They said that the previous director had like said that you have to, and I looked at my manager. I said, "You can tell the former director that I'm absolutely not doing that, and you also can tell that little bitch over there to like before smash." So
so they never got.
I thought you were coming around to do something very similar to that.
I try my very best to stay out of everyone's way. I only take videos like if you guys are one already pouring shots or two
Yeah.
if there is nobody in front of you. Like I always feel like so bad like getting in your way.
No, you're perfect. You're an angel.
Oh my god, thank you.
I have
So nice.
not to sound like a total kiss ass, but I have no complaints.
Oh my god, thanks. That's so nice.
No complaints at all.
Thanks.
No,
I love you guys.
because I mean, like you get it. You
Mhm.
get the atmosphere and what's going on.
Right.
Like the best thing you can do is just stay the fuck out of my way.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's like that's what I said. Like I literally try and wait until you guys either do something or there's nobody in front of you and you look bored. I'm like, okay, well let's do something fun. Like why don't you pour me 10 shots?
Yeah, I mean,
And then like put it back in the bottle. Like
bro, I'm telling you, like take all the candidates you want all day long.
yeah. Mhm.
Like I fake my smile from the hours of 10
Yep.
to 2 a.m.
Yeah. You guys
5
do so
hours
great.
straight. My
Yeah.
face is sore as shit from how good I'm looking all night long.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like you comparatively to the way that she handles it versus how you handle it is worlds of a difference, and you've been nothing but lovely.
Thank you.
So.
I also really enjoy like your guys' company. Like I like if I'm like I mean the other day I was working from 5 to 7 and then I didn't start work again really till like 9 because it was empty. But
Yeah.
that's when I sat there with you guys and we went through like the bingo card and stuff.
Mhm.
Like I was like actually like I just like have fun with you guys. And, like,
Yeah.
I think your dynamic at Brew is like something really special. Like I feel like not a lot of other bars like just in general in the city can say that you guys like they have such a tight knit group like you guys have.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that makes nights of like when you're having like 10 of those scenarios where you're
Mhm.
like, this is so horrible. I'm sure that makes it so much better to know that you've got such like a backing of such a nice and like kind and friendly team behind you.
Yeah, we definitely have a very, very unique dynamic,
Mhm.
and I say unique in like the most positive way possible. Like there is 6 of us total, and genuinely we have so much love for each other.
Mhm.
We hang out all the time at work. We have a work group chat, then we have a bartender group chat. When I say I wake up and there's about 85 texts from that every single day, but it's one of those things where I'm not mad about it. I'm like, let me see.
Yeah. It's like fun to read
No,
through.
but it's cool. Like we all work so well together. There's minimal amount of drama, and the type of drama there is, it's like when siblings bicker.
Right.
And it's a thing too. Like I've kind of taken on like that like older brother like role to
Mhm.
everybody, where like someone who's a little younger, like Faith or even Liv, because she's a little younger. Like if they get worked up, I just look at them and be like, it's okay. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. I'm like, what's wrong? Like I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Like I know, like all of us, especially yesterday, like after like I will say this yesterday, or I'm sorry, 2 days ago was St. Patrick's Day. Single-handedly in my whole bartending experience was the wildest day I've ever even witnessed.
Wow.
It was absolutely fucking bonkers from open to close.
Right.
Wow.
So we're all just like running on E at this point.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And I noticed like from the jump, one of my coworkers is just like really down, and like when you're so down like that, you're just gonna be snappy,
Mhm.
and the smallest thing will just set you off just because you're so physically, emotionally, mentally drained
Yeah.
from how much you have to give
Oh,
in a
yeah.
job like this,
Mhm.
because people don't realize a lot of the times you're giving so much of like not even like you're thinking constantly, like your memory has to be sharp. Be like, I just took 3 orders. I have to
Mhm.
remember this person on it. And I have to remember if I have like different cards in my hand, who that belongs to and what order that goes to. And then emotionally, because if I put on a good face and make it seem like I'm having the time of my life, chances
Mhm.
are you're gonna have the time of your life.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If I'm miserable, you're gonna look at me and be like, wow, he fucking sucks. I'm not paying him anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And so like it's a balance of like you're giving so much of every aspect of you at all times that when you're at that point, you are at absolutely like 0.
Yeah.
Like 0, 0, 0. So I just look at her, I'm like, look, dude, this is like the final track we have. maybe 5 hours left. Like
Mm.
the way I look at it is like you have a choice. I'm miserable right now,
Mhm.
but I'm not gonna let anyone here see me slip and let them know that I'm
Yeah.
miserable.
Mm.
The more you act like you're not, the more you kind of convince yourself that you're not.
Mhm.
So it's more of a thing where because all of us have that great relationship with one another, we can just like take a second and really relate to each other, but at the same time, like build each other up at the same time. We're all super strong at what we do. We're all super great people. We are all the funniest people I have ever met in my life.
Yeah.
The dumbest people I've ever met in my life. And it's a really, really unique and special opportunity, and it's cool because we are, it sounds corny and like everyone says it all the time, like, oh, we're a family, but not like dead ass, like
Yeah,
even
definitely.
our like stone cold GM,
Mhm.
he was like he was celebrating like the most emotionless man you can think of. He opened yesterday, so he like hung around after he was off, and he got fucking wasted celebrating the weekend. He's just like, I love all of you. We're like, there we go. There's the shrink in the harbor.
Yeah.
And, it's cool because the dynamic works really well, and I think that just it goes to speak for because that dynamic is so strong and that base is there, that the bar overall, you just see like the success in the reviews
Oh,
and
absolutely.
and the sales.
We get
Like,
DMs all the time just being like, I had such a great time. I'll tell you, I don't get a lot of DMs like that, but the ones I do, I get for Brew. Like, I
Yeah.
will say, like, people really enjoy watching you guys and being around you guys. And, like,
Yeah.
it's nice to see even when I come in, like, how close you are. And it shows even in, like, our meetings and stuff, like, how much you guys care about your business. Like, you guys
Right.
really take it to heart. And it's not like you're working for someone else. Like, you guys, you take pride in your work and in
Yeah.
your drinks and in your food. And it shows from the top down. And, like, that is something that I think a lot of bars could, you know, benefit from seeing for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a skill set to build a team. Like one of the directors said to me yesterday, he was like, especially after the pandemic,
Mhm.
coming back to like fully blown open business
Mhm.
running, it's hard to see that people in this industry care.
Yeah.
And the fact that you guys not only care, but because you care, you
Mm.
make it successful
Right.
Mhm.
is like the ultimate dream for everybody to have. And he said to me, I wish every place could be like this, because if every place could be like this, I would come to work the happiest man on earth every single day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which was, it was the best thing to hear, and especially taking on more of like that, like matriarch, is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah.
My
Managerial
my
role.
brain's like I'm less than 5% at this point,
That's
honestly.
okay. You're doing
But it's like kind of like
We're losing them.
being that person that is delusional, but
Yeah.
also is like I like to think of myself like as like the glue,
Yeah.
because like I always say, like, if you see me freaking out,
Yeah.
then there's
Uh-oh.
something wrong.
Yeah.
Like
I will attest to that.
everyone else will definitely freak out before me, and I'll be that person just like look at them and just kind of like say like a little dickhead thing. Like especially like when because most of our bar stuff is girls. It's like 4 girls, 2
Mhm.
guys.
Mhm.
Girls snap so easy, and I'll just look at them and be like, "Wow, that was crazy. You were really crazy." And then they'll just like giggle and do
Yeah.
something like that. And be like, "See, like it's not that serious."
Yeah.
Like the fact that we can like kind of like be each other's like life floats like that. And like I will always go out of my way to be that person for them. So it's special, and it's something that like hopefully I have an opportunity now to like take to all the new locations that we're gonna have and all the existing ones, and having people who are higher up in the company come to me personally and show gratitude and give some credit to me, which is like it reassures like all the effort I put in, because I put in 100%
You're right.
Mhm.
every
Yeah.
single time
Yeah.
I'm there. Not only on like a professional level, but on a personal level too. Like I care so deeply about the people that I work with,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the fact that that reflects on not only myself as an individual, but a dynamic and a team as a whole. It means a lot. Like I could not ask for anything better, and I thank whatever power every single day that I was placed at the place that I'm at.
Yeah.
Because if I
Love
was
that.
placed anywhere else, I would not be here. Right now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing. I love that.
Yeah, and so as somebody like that DJs at Brew like a lot, have a lot, especially when I first started DJing, I was there like every week.
Yeah, I remember like
that, yeah.
I think like you started DJing at Brew pretty often when I first started.
Yeah.
I remember we had you for a lot.
Yeah,
I remember.
But you guys from the top down, like the managers, bartenders, bar backs, like everybody, it was just family, and like right away, and always like took care of me, and if I had any friends with me, took care of them.
Yeah,
So my bar tab went over.
It's super important. Like you have to always keep in mind that it's like it's not just about me and it's not just about my team, but it's about every single relationship you develop possible.
Yeah.
Like the closer that like we get to like the DJs, the better you're gonna play for like, you know, throw some stuff in there for us.
Yeah,
But then it's like like if you're leaving, we're like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like we had so much fun. That was a great set. Like then that not only is that rubbing off on the customers, but that's rubbing on us too.
Yeah,
the more it rubs off on us, the more it rubs off on the customers.
Exactly.
Like, or like, you know, first person. Like I always tell everyone, especially if you're in the restaurant and nightclub industry, like first two groups of people you want to make friends with is the kitchen and security.
Yeah.
Because those are the two people you need behind your back at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's like you need to not only keep in mind of the people who you see physically in front of you at all times, but also like all of the moving parts that go into the business that you should care about. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I understand like we have this job where like, yeah, we can drink a little bit and we can like kind of party and work at the same time. But at the end of the day, like if you give all of 10% of professionalism, then you're going to be set up for success.
Yeah.
You have any funny Mike Tag stories? Working with him at Sips.
God.
He actually lives in this house with me.
I know. I'm bummed.
here
I'm
right
bummed I'm
now.
not seeing him right
When
now.
you were talking about your voices, I always think about when you see him. You do,
So, like,
you do the South Philly
no,
voice.
Yeah, no,
Mikey Tag.
no. The crazy part is like first of all, he's the most charismatic person I've ever met. In my life. Like if you look up Riz, like it is there is simply no words. There is just a picture of him.
That is
And like
so
from his
great.
fucking goofy face alone, like you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like I fully know what Riz is just from that. But and it's like I don't know what it is, but like he just like the one thing that happens because I'm born and raised Jersey. Like granted, only like 20 minutes outside of the city, so like Philly suburb. And I had lived in South Philly on and off for like 5-ish years. And so like I picked up on like the accent of it like slightly, especially when I'm drunk. It's really bad. But I don't know why. Anytime like I'm around Mikey Tags for all of 3 seconds, and all of a sudden I'm coming back talking like this for absolutely no reason at all. And like to the point where like last summer or the summer before that, when him and I worked together pretty frequently, I would, if there was like more than just us two on, say like I would turn to like one of my other coworkers and they'd be like, you were just talking to Tags, weren't you? I'd be like, yeah, why?
That's awesome.
They're like, oh, okay,
There it is, yeah.
But yeah, no, he's just the life of the party, man.
Yeah.
He's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Like, talk about someone who goes into everything with the best attitude possible. Like, he is a shining example of like everything that I want to see out of a peer. Like, he comes in and always has a great attitude. He's completely upfront about like his heart like being on his sleeve and shit. Like if something's bothering him, he'll just be like, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. After those 5 minutes he comes back, you would have known.
Hey, he's fine. Right. Yeah.
Like and not only that, but he has a reputation for a reason. Like he is like, we always like his nickname at work is the King of South Philly.
Yeah.
That is just what he is. Like
it's debatable.
Brings in people upon people and just
definitely
the most popular kid at school.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
So God, it not even so much stories, but just like the one thing I will always remember about him is just like his catchphrases. Like anytime he would like, I hope I don't get in trouble. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this. Like anytime he would like talk to a girl or whatever, he always has to introduce you. So like if you're working with him, he will always introduce you to the girl. And his go-to line, yeah, this one taught me everything I know.
Yeah.
It's a-
Yeah, it is, yeah.
it never does it. It gets me every single
That's me
time.
when I met him with you.
He probably did.
Right.
I really think that was
That's
actually
like
what he said.
he has like 4 or 5 just like little catchphrases
Yeah.
that he just
Oh,
uses
yeah.
time and time again.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's no. I could hear the same thing like 40 times a day, and I'll just sit there and I'll giggle like every single.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
He's gonna love watching.
That man is a gift,
Insert
and he
picture
could
of
do.
Frank's hair.
He could be bombing up Broad Street, and I would look and be like, he did nothing wrong. That man's a saint. Let's knighthood him right now. But yeah, no, yeah, just not even specific instances, but like honestly, the one thing I will always remember about like working with him is just like his level of personability and positivity. He just radiates positivity. You physically cannot be in a bad mood. Being around him.
Yeah.
That is something I will like take with me forever.
That's amazing.
Honestly.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enough of kissing his ass.
I
Let's move on.
mean, I don't know. I can kiss ass all day.
So-
One way or another.
So what's the next steps for you? Are you sticking with bartending full time? What are you doing?
So I guess I can like kind of like put out there that like I'm not necessarily stepping away from bartending, but I have been granted a new role for myself where I am taking my team building like leadership kind of role and applying that to upcoming locations that we have opening with
Awesome.
CCG.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's a really like CCG is a very very unique like working environment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for the weak.
No.
It is not for the weak, I'll tell you that. And because of how quickly and how massively we are expanding, I'd be kind of an idiot to not take advantage of like the opportunity that have been like asked to be a part of. To just like hone in not only like on my bartending skills, which I feel like, and I say this with like no ego behind it at all, but I feel like I'm kind of like apex at right now. Now I'm the type of person too where like I can't be stagnant. I'm too ambitious for that. I'm always like, okay, what's next? Like, how can I move up? But I do love bartending. I'm such an extrovert. I'm a people person through and through. I
Definitely.
love being in the midst of the chaos. I thrive off this shit. Like no matter how exhausted I am, like after this weekend, that was the time of my life. Like, every second of it. But I'm not sure if there's like a title or like anything to it. I just know that I will thankfully be. The goal, more or less, is to build a staff like Brew at every place that's going to exist at CCG and
It's awesome.
carry on that like the legacy that I think Brew currently has, and just hopefully that radiates as much as possible to every bar that we have, so that way just all around everybody just has a great time no matter what place they are at CCG.
Love that.
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
That's great.
yeah, and I mean I'm like pushing 30, like I'm like
We're not that old.
I'm like
We're the same age.
I'm happy right now.
My sister
But,
yesterday actually told me that I was.
No,
30.
it's
I was
no. I mean, I'll be 29 on Cinco de Mayo, so like, which is only a couple weeks from now. And it's
You gonna be working probably?
I hope. Yeah,
Yeah.
but, it's my 2 favorite things to do: make money and have people celebrate me.
Mhm. There you go.
2 favorite things.
Yeah. What's better?
So not only will that be happening, but hopefully very very soon. We had just got word that we are going to start filming a reality show at Brew that will be streamed through TikTok.
That's actually sick.
It's
Wow.
it's going to include all of the amazing people I was just gassing up and kissing
Yeah,
all
yeah.
5 of their asses at the same time.
Mhm.
It is working behind Brew's bar is an experience that deserves to be documented.
Yeah.
For a plethora of reasons. There is petty fights. There is the funniest, dumbest shit you've ever heard. We're all of us have like the chronically online illness. So like it's just the stupidest
Yeah.
like memes and like TikToks we're just saying back and forth to each other all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just gonna be like showcasing like what a real work family dynamic is like in a completely chaotic
That's
setting.
awesome.
Yeah, I really can't wait to see the response to it, because I think people are hopefully going to enjoy this.
Oh, definitely. I think so.
But also just like kind of learn what that type of environment is like, and maybe go into going out for a night with a better mindset of how it is for us versus how it is for them.
Right.
It's a two-way street. So I don't know. I think it's definitely gonna provide a lot of entertainment. You know, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry. There might be blood involved. Who knows?
When's this gonna start? You know?
In the next couple weeks.
Next couple weeks.
Wow, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Next couple weeks, we'll be filming.
Yeah.
Everybody has such a distinct role and a distinct and very strong personality.
Yes.
So
It's kind of perfect cast.
yeah. And I mean, it's one of those things where everything happens so naturally, so it's not really like any narrative needs to be pushed. Any of like that fake shit where you just watch TV,
which like all reality TV is.
No, because like the amount of de-escalation that has to go on between us and the customers, and then us and us in such a like high stress environment. So you know, like there you're gonna get the fighting and the flirting and
everything.
Everything.
There's definitely gonna be something in it for everybody, and I think you would be just in the wrong to not tune in, because
I'm so excited to see this. This is
gonna be wild. Like I was raised on Jersey Shore too, so maybe in my delusional mindset, I'm like, I was born for this. I've been ready.
Definitely.
The amount of stories I have in my life, even just pre-bartending, where I'm like, I don't understand why this wasn't documented to this point.
Agreed.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a thing where I really think we're gonna kind of put the Philly nightlife on its head, with how people are going to perceive us, and hopefully it just brings people in and throws
That's the main thing.
No, I'm excited, because at the end of the day, what it really is just 6 really good friends hanging out and talking a lot of shit and having the time of our lives.
Yeah, that's so cool. Real quick before we wrap up, I just want to have like one last fun question. What is your least favorite drink to make? Like if somebody orders this drink, you're like, oh my God, I have to make this right now.
Okay, so like that's a question that has to be unpacked, but if we're talking strictly like at a nightclub vibe, if you are in a nightclub, if it's after 10:30, if you see plastic cups out there, do not order a fucking espresso.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Because I'm gonna my favorite thing to do when people do that is like, I always like to make things like a show.
Right.
Because I'll just look to my left,
look at the camera.
Literally.
I'll look you dead in your fucking
I'll be right there so you
face,
can look at me.
and I'll be like, when do you think I have time to make that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. I'll make an espresso martini happily anytime before 10 o'clock. Anytime after 10 o'clock, you can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Don't order espresso martinis after 10 o'clock with Brad.
Anybody. I'm serious.
Yeah, I think that's what Tag said too. Espresso martini.
I would put my entire St. Patrick's Day paycheck on it being like 9 out of 10 bartending.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
You have anything else to
Thanks
ask?
for coming, Brad.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a yapper, so.
No, you were great.
Oh, we'll definitely. We have to have you back on with Tags. I think
I think we should.
You all talk about yapping.
Yeah.
Double app.
That'd be like a fucking Great Dane and a Chihuahua going back and forth, honestly. I would love that.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, Brad. We appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
And for everybody watching, thank you for tuning in. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Be safe, y'all.